Hello friends, my name is Apoor and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. As you might have read from the title, in this video I am going to share my experience of Google interview as a full stack developer. In the month of March and April of 2022, I have interviewed for various different companies and I am going to share my experiences of some of those companies. So do subscribe to the channel to get notified for the upcoming videos. Also, this is my first video that I'm shooting after leaving Walmart. So if you don't know, I joined Adobe as Computer Scientist 1 in the month of May. It has been around 2.5 months since I've joined, and I'll also be sharing a detailed video of my experience at Adobe in around mid-August or September. So stay tuned for that. Coming to the content of this video, I'll first share how I got the opportunity to interview at Google and then my experience of how it went. But before that, let's talk about the sponsors of these videos. And that is none other than myself, What the Code. So What the Code is a platform that I'm building for anyone who wants to learn and understand anything about web development. So currently, if you go to whatthecode.academy, you will see I have listed my YouTube videos from the channel of What the Code. Slowly, I'm developing this platform and there will be more content on that platform. So go visit that, subscribe to the YouTube channel, both this one and the What the Code. And yep, that's it. And let's begin the video. At the time when I had just joined Walmart, I had received a DM on LinkedIn from a Google recruiter who wanted me to interview at Google. But since I had just joined Walmart at that time, and also I was pretty much satisfied with the work there and competition over there, I politely declined and I told that I'll reach out to him whenever I feel that I want to switch. And that's it. That was the conversation. Coming down to a year later, so that was in I think April or May, and back to April of 2022, 1 year later, I was appearing for different companies, and just one Sunday I thought, okay, let's try to reaching out the recruiter in Google. So it was a Sunday night around 11:30 p.m. I just DM'd him, continuing from the conversation that I left at that time, that hey, I am currently ready for the interview at Google. If there's an opening, please consider my profile. That's what I wrote. And to my surprise, next day, Monday morning around 8:30, I get a email from him to apply for a full stack opportunity at Google. I love this about Google recruiters. They are very much responsive, okay, and the way they deal with the recruitment process is just amazing. So I immediately applied for it, okay, and then I got on a call with him to schedule my interviews, and yeah, that's it. How it's happened. There's no crazy story of me reaching out to different recruiters and stuff. It was just because I was been in Walmart, or maybe at that time he reached out to me. That was the thing that helped me get into to at least appear for interview at Google. So in total, there are 5 rounds for me in Google. So the 4 of them were data structures and algorithm, and one was Googliness and Leadership round. So usually it's around 4 to 5 rounds. So usually there are just 3 DSA and 1 GNL round. But for my case, it was 4 and 1 GNL round. I'll let you know why. So all my initially only the 4 interviews were scheduled, 3 DSA and 1 GNL round. So my first DSA round was with someone who was working from US, okay, and it's usually the interviews are of 45 minutes with 40 minutes of discussion and 5 minutes for me to ask any question. And also one thing that I noticed, that they don't waste any time in sharing introduction or all. They just introduce themselves in a line, and they don't bother about your introduction or anything else. They just dive directly into the problem solving. So that's how all my rounds went. So in the first round, I was asked a question regarding the array, and it was using dynamic programming. I'm obviously not going to share the questions that were asked me, but I'll just talk about the algorithms and data structure that were asked. And I gave him brute force solutions. Then I gave him a little optimal solution. It was going good. The interviewer also was very helpful. He was guiding me whenever I was stuck or whenever I was going to a point which I should not have been going. And then he also gave me counter questions, and a follow-up questions after I had solved the original question. Also, he made me write test cases for it, so I had to come up with all the test cases, all the edge cases, and give the input and the output. Also, I had to mess up in one output, so he pointed it out and I immediately corrected it. So that round actually went well, and yeah. Then coming to the second round. Now in the second round, again the interviewer was from the US, but he was an Indian interviewer, and he also directly jumped into the question, and he asked me a question regarding strings. Okay, now dealing with string data structures and string problems are very tough, at least for me. So this was no exception. I was struggling, so I came up with the brute force solution. But when it came to the optimal solution, since I had not solved this type of problem earlier, not encountered this problem earlier, I was not able to come up with it. He tried to guide me, and with his guidance, I was able to reach somewhere. But overall, I don't think the interview went well. I knew that. Still, I did the solution for the brute force solution, and yeah, that was it. But compared to the first round, it didn't go so well. Then coming to the third round, again data structures algorithm round. Now this was my favorite round. So basically I love this round because the question that he asked was very practical question. Okay, and as soon as he asked the question, I was able to come up with the optimal solution. Obviously I gave him the brute force solution, and then I came up with the optimal solution where we were using two data structures. One was doubly linked list and one was hash map, and then I was able to implement it also in time, and he was asking me any cross questions, and I was able to answer them. I was able to give him edge cases, all the inputs and outputs, everything. So this round went pretty well, and I even enjoyed giving interview this round. So again, the interviewer was from US, and yeah. So coming to the fourth round. Now this was the GNL, which is known as Googliness and Leadership round. So usually if you see in different companies, we will have culture fit round. This is similar to that, but you get way more scrutinized. Okay, it's not simple as cultural fitment round. Usually cultural fitment round is taken by someone in talent department in any company, but here it is taken by the managers. Okay, engineering managers. And trust me, this was the toughest round till now. Out of all the 4 rounds, this was the toughest for me. And the questions that they ask are very specific, and they ask the completely counter questions of that once you answer it. So let me give an example. So let's say they will ask you that, okay, you join a team and the work culture over there is not so good. Everyone is overworked, everyone is working 10 to 12 hours, and they are trying to meet the deadlines. So how do you deal with it? Once you join the team, what do you do? So that's this one question. Okay, now once you answer that, the second question would be, okay, same scenario, same team, but now they are working because they like to work. Okay, because they want to work, and now what you do? And with this, there are lots of so many questions of this type that I was like, okay, I can't wait for this interview to get over, because like this is way more complicated than data structures algorithm, way more complicated than web development or anything I've done. And but it was something new. I've never done such a cultural fitment sort of interview. But yeah, and I at the end of the interview I thought, okay, I'm not sure how did this go. It totally depends on how he judged me, because I was trying to give all honest answer as per my understanding. But some scenarios you never come up with it, some scenarios you never face in your life, so you try to come up with an answer, and then he tries to find loopholes in the story and stuff. So all in all, it was a sort of a different sort of round. But yeah, so if you are giving an interview at Google, be very careful of GLL round. And actually later I found a YouTube channel which I might link it, I'll definitely link it in the description, of a YouTuber who actually tells how you should be prepared for a GNL round at Google. Okay. Cool. So after this, what happened was I got a call from, I actually followed up myself that with the recruiter that what is the feedback and how it is going. So as expected, he told the second round feedback was not so good, so we might need to conduct one more DSA round. And I was like, okay, fine, sure, go ahead, conduct. And then one more DSA round was there, and this time it was an Indian interviewer. I think he was also from India, I guess. And this time the question was based on tree, and I was able to solve with her DFS solution. but he was expecting some other well-known algorithm. Again, I'm not sure which algorithm it is, but he was expecting a solution in that, and I was not able to solve in that. And from the internet itself, I knew that okay, this is not so going so good. Yeah, that was the last and fifth and last round. After a couple of days, I tried to reach out to the recruiter asking for the feedback, but he said like the feedback is not yet come, so he'll get back to me. And eventually one day I again called him and asked him, so what's the feedback? He said the feedback is overall negative, so then we won't be going ahead with the offer. And I asked him which round went well and which didn't. I sort of knew it, but then I asked him still. So he said two of them went well, two DSA round went well, two didn't go so well, and the JNL round was sort of mixed feedback. So that was my feedback, and obviously I was not able to clear it. But I still was not at all sad. I was actually feeling very much fortunate that I was able to give an interview at Google. Starting my career from Infosys, being 4 years over there, I had never even imagined that I'll be interviewing for such big tech companies. So, and also I know that because of my Walmart tag only, I was able to interview not just as Google. In coming days, I'll be releasing my interview experiences of Amazon, Microsoft, different other companies, different lots of product-based companies, sort of startups. So I believe that getting into Walmart did help me at least shortlist there. And yeah, so I consider myself very fortunate, even though I did not get selected, but I was thrilled to at least have interviewed at Google. And next time I'll be more prepared. I'll focus a lot on data structures. Not that I did not do much, but to me, I rather would spend my time learning about web development than data structures. But if I ever plan to interview for Google, I would definitely prepare DSA well, and that's what you should take away from this video. That if you are appearing or planning to appear for Google interviews, definitely prepare your data structures algorithm very well. And when I say prepare well, you should be able to solve any questions in 40 minutes. Okay, so that's how you should prepare. And also, I was not asked any system design round, so I'm not sure if that just happened in my interview process or what, but I did expect it since I have 6 years of experience. I was expecting system design round, but it was not there. Yeah, so that was my experience. If you have any other questions, do put them in the comment and I'll reply. Feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, and if you like this content, subscribe to this channel, but definitely subscribe to What the Code channel. That's where I put all the technical content. I have taught JavaScript and React very well over there. Okay, go there, and that's you will be able to clear any JavaScript or React rounds in any of the companies. So yep, that's it from my side. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.